Assalamualaikum everyone, hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to do this look that goes from day to night. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and let's get started. I have prepped my skin very well as the makeup needs to stay all day long and throughout the night. Also, we're going to make the base a little heavier than usual. As always, I'm going to start by carving out the brows, setting it with some gel first and then going with a pomade. I'm filling in the gaps and giving the brows more defined look. Now I'm using a tint to give myself a glow from within on the lips, cheek, and also on the areas where I want to color correct. Now I'm going to use some concealer on the areas where I have a lot of hyperpigmentation, but I'm not using too much as I will add more if I need to later on. I will then blend it out with a blender. I'll be mixing two separate foundation together to get a little more deeper shade. It might seem a little dark at first, but it will even out later on, don't worry. I like using a spatula to put the foundation on my face because it helps me control the amount of foundation I want to put on. Now adding some concealer to hide those dark circles. Now adding a bright pink liquid blush and blending it with a small blending brush. Using a liquid or a cream blush will help it last throughout the night. Using the concealer I used before and adding some lighter concealer and mixing it together and creating a brighter shade to brighten up my under eyes. You need to use very little amount as it's a very high coverage concealer. I'll be using lots of powder to lock everything up and set it. This step is a must if you want it to last all day long and throughout the night. Adding depth to my face by putting some bronzer. I really like these type of small compact all-purpose powders that you can use for bronzing, eyeshadow, whatever you want. Need to get that double chin. Adding some powdered blush to make it pop even more, as well as some highlighter. Now taking the bronzer that I used on my face to put on all over my lid as a wash of color. Take your time and blend it very well so it's seamless. Using a pressed powder to brighten up the under eyes, underneath the cheekbone, around my mouth. Also using this to snatch the nose. I'm not really baking. After I put the powder on, I immediately brush it off with a fluffy brush and use a setting spray to set everything, cleaning the lips. My eyes keep watering every time I put on makeup. Curling the lashes, then putting one coat of mascara. Every time I put on mascara, there's something. Uh, Putting a nude lip liner and then adding a red lipstick just in the middle and dabbing it out with my fingers. Finally, adding a very pink lip gloss on top, and this will be our look for the daytime. Just giving you a closer look before we turn this to a nighttime makeup look. Now for the evening look, we're going to take the same bronzer that we used before, and with a small blending brush we're going to pack it on the outer side of our lid, and then we'll go with a more fluffier brush to blend it all out. Using the same small blending brush, we're going to add some color on the lower lash line. Now taking a shimmery bronzed shade and using my fingers to pack it on the lid. I'm going to apply it as though I'm doing a cut crease with my finger, but I'm not going to be very precise about it. After I pack the pigment on the lid, I'm going to use a fluffy brush to blend out the edges. Now I'm going to take a smaller precise brush and take a black eyeshadow and put it on like a eyeliner. We're not going to be very precise, but also we're not going to put a lot of pigment at once. And you'll see the difference between the two eyes after I put on the black eyeshadow. Take a few minutes to do this step and you'll see that it has changed the whole look. I'm going to take whatever is left on the brush and put it on the outer part of the lower lash line, not dragging it all the way through. And then using a fluffier brush to smooth out the harsh lines. Now topping off my blush, mascara, and we'll also be changing the lip color. I'll be keeping the evening look a little more matte, so not topping off the highlighter. Taking a brown lip liner to line my lips and putting a brown lipstick on top. So everyone, this is the final look. Hope you guys enjoyed this type of video. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share with your friends. And this is the look in daylight. Hope you have a great day. See you guys on the next video. Allah Hafiz.